All right, let's open up the medicine cabinet and talk about a cream that, let's be honest, most of us have seen or even used at some point, Miconazole. Today, we're going to break down exactly how this super common medication wages a tiny microscopic war on some pretty annoying invaders. I mean, think about it. You use it for athlete's foot or something similar, you put the cream on, and after a few days, poof, the problem gets better. It feels like magic, right? But what is really going on down there at a cellular level? How does it know what to attack and what to leave alone? Well, that's the mystery we're going to solve. Okay, so to really get this, we first have to meet the villains of our story. We're talking about the fungi and yeast that are behind some of the most common and, frankly, irritating infections out there. And here they are, the usual suspects. You've got that locker room classic, athlete's foot, and its cousin, jock itch. Then there's the telltale rash of ringworm. It even tackles internal stuff like yeast infections or oral thrush. They're all caused by different fungal troublemakers, and they're all on Miconazole's hit list. So against these pesky invaders, we have our hero, Miconazole. But you gotta understand, this isn't just some soothing lotion. Oh no, it's a highly specific engineered weapon designed to take down those fungal cells without causing a bunch of collateral damage. So what is this stuff really? Well, Miconazole is what's called a broad-spectrum antifungal. Now, broad-spectrum is just a fancy way of saying it's not a one-trick pony. It works against a whole wide variety of fungi. And its real genius is how it works, by going right after the very foundation of the fungal cell. Okay, and this is where things get really, really cool. Miconazole doesn't just show up and start a brute force fight. It's way smarter than that. It acts more like a secret agent, a saboteur that sneaks into the enemy's camp and messes up their whole operation from the inside. Let's walk through this incredible four-step takedown. First up, the target. So a fungus has a protective cell wall, and it builds this wall using special, super strong bricks called ergosterol. Step 2, the sabotage. Miconazole comes in and blocks the enzyme, the brick factory, that makes ergosterol. It just shuts production down. Which leads us to step 3, the result. Now the fungus can't make its good bricks, so it's forced to use weak, shoddy materials. Plus, toxic junk starts to build up inside the cell. And finally, the collapse. The wall becomes leaky, unstable. It just can't hold together anymore, and the whole cell falls apart and dies. Mission accomplished. So you might be thinking, hold on, if it's wrecking cell walls, why doesn't it wreck my cells? And that is the billion-dollar question. The secret is absolutely brilliant. It all comes down to the building materials. You see, fungal cells use ergosterol. Human cells, we use cholesterol. Miconazole is specifically designed to only go after the ergosterol factory, a factory our own cells don't even have. It's like having a key that only opens the bad guy's door. It's an incredibly precise and selective attack. Now, that targeted attack is amazing, but an infection on your foot is a totally different beast than one inside your mouth. So the question becomes, how do you get this smart weapon to the right battlefield? And that's why you see this whole arsenal of different mycomycinol products. For athlete's foot or ringworm, a cream or ointment you can apply right to the skin makes perfect sense. For yeast infection, a suppository gets the medicine exactly where it needs to go internally. Got oral thrush? You need a gel that's designed to stick around inside the mouth. And for those, really moist areas, a powder is perfect. It delivers the drug and it absorbs moisture. It's all about using the right tool for the job. So, we've covered how clever it is, how effective it is, but with any medication, the most important part is using it safely. So now we got to talk about the fine print, the side effects and warnings that you absolutely need to be aware of. For most of the topical uses, the side effects are pretty much what you'd expect. You might get a little bit of temporary burning, maybe some itching or redness right where you applied it. If you're using the oral gel, you might notice things taste a little weird for a bit. Generally, these are pretty mild and go away on their own. But, and this is a really big but, the most critical safety warning from Miconazole has nothing to do with a little skin irritation. Not at all. It's about a hidden danger, something that happens when even small amounts get absorbed into your system. And this quote really gets to the core of it. Miconazole is a potent inhibitor of key enzymes in your liver. Okay, so think of these enzymes as your body's cleanup crew. Their job is to break down and clear out medications from your system. What Miconazole can do is basically walk up to that cleanup crew and tell them to take an unauthorized break. And that is a huge problem, because if the cleanup crew isn't working, Any other drugs you're taking don't get cleared out properly. They can build up to toxic levels. For example, if you're on a blood thinner like warfarin, this interaction could lead to severe, uncontrolled bleeding. With certain diabetes meds, it can cause a dangerous drop in blood sugar. It can amplify the toxic effects of statins, heart rhythm drugs, seizure medications. This is serious stuff, and it's why it is absolutely critical that you tell your doctor and pharmacist about every single thing you're taking before you start Miconazole, especially the forms you take by mouth. So you see, Miconazole is so much more than just a simple cream. It's a sophisticated cellular saboteur, a tiny piece of brilliant biological engineering. Knowing how it works, how cleverly it outsmarts its target, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other incredible mechanisms and crucial secrets are hiding in plain sight right there in your own medicine cabinet?